Spider-Man, Spider-Man does a few things a spider can, but very poorly. Spider-Man Web of Fire is a Sega 32X exclusive title. That's right, a Sega 32X game somehow got the rights to make an exclusive Spider-Man game. I don't know, but wouldn't you know it, they didn't do much with what they were handed. The Sega 32X was given lobster with a side dish of caviar as a franchise, and they just smushed the lobster and caviar into a ball and deep fried it, selling it for 99 cents a pound. I had my hopes up for Spider-Man Web of Fire because in the beginning, you can run around the title screen as Spider-Man, a la Vector Man. It was kinda cool, I liked the graphics, then you could do everything you would expect from a Spider-Man game, a 2D Spider-Man game. You can climb on all the walls, you can jump high, you can do various melee combinations, you can shoot your web, and you can even swing indefinitely with your web. I honestly didn't think the game would be bad, but somehow these controls just don't work good in the actual gameplay. They're not very responsive, sometimes the game slows down, the enemies are uninspired. The game has some good looking scenery, but I would say a lot of the scenery is also pretty uninspired and repetitive and ultimately boring. Even this game's best attribute has its ups and downs. The enemies are robots and bad guys. There's also various types of obstacles, and a lot of times you have to find your way through a kind of 2D corridor where you have to do something like break a specific tile to advance further. The combat just doesn't work well with this game. It's like somebody made a side-scrolling Mortal Kombat. As a fighting game, it works, but if you're continually moving forward and there's new enemies every few seconds and you can barely see the enemies before you have to hit them because the game scrolls a little too fast, it's just not fun. Another thing you can do in this game is when there's levels without too many obstacles, you can just indefinitely web swing to the end of the level. Just make sure you don't run out of web, which you probably won't because there's plenty of web power-ups scattered all around the levels. By my count, there's way more web power-ups than health power-ups, and you need health power-ups a lot more. It's like, enough with the web! I'm full on web, thank you. There's web coming out of my eyes and fingernails. How about a health kit game? I'm dying over here. When things get a little too hot, you can use your special to call Daredevil and clear the screen of some baddies for you. That's right, Spider-Man. Have a handicapped man do all your work for you, you insensitive prick. Bosses move around and the hit detection in this game isn't already the best. And combined with the fact that sometimes this game just straight up slows down, fighting tough enemies is not a fun thing to do. The controls are also a little off in terms of response time, so if you have to do something that requires timing, like jumping over an electrified obstacle that's only not electrified for a short while, you're gonna fail a lot. This is not at all a game I'd recommend for the gameplay, but it is very rare, so if you're a game collector, I would totally recommend getting it. Overall, like a lot of Spider-Man games from the 80s and 90s, it's just not very good. Spider-Man Web of Fire gets an official stanburdman rating of a 6 out of 10. Thanks for watching. Goodbye, my friends.